Hey everybody, my name is Russ. That is Lauren. Welcome to our Thursday music discussion video. This is one where basically things we talk about in the car or in our house end up being videos that we do on the channel. And there will be a song on this list that we heard in the car the other day that led to this whole, hey, what about the songs that come after the big, huge hits off of albums? So that's what we're talking about today. So basically like your, and this is not on the list, but like, Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. So many people know that album for that song, but what about all the singles that came after it, right? So, and the song that sparked this discussion will be on in this list. But real quick, before we get started, if you like anything that we're doing here, hit the like button because that helps us out. If you would drop a comment because that matters more to us than anything, but we will get into the discussion now. This is not the first one on your list is not the one that sparked this discussion, but it's a great pick.
It's a great, thank you. It is a great pick because I picked it. The first song that I'm going to talk about is a song by the Bangles. It's the follow-up to Eternal Flame called Be With You. Mm-hmm. And Debbie sings this song, and I think it is so incredibly different than Eternal Flame. And I think it's a really fun, like, dark-ish pop song.
Yeah, the album Everything by the Bangles is quite a bit different than Eternal Flame, and that happens a lot with different types of big hits and whatnot. And I would argue that the single before and after this song qualify for this because I would imagine most people, if you say Eternal Flame off of the Bangles Everything, and you talk about other singles, I would imagine most people are like, there were other singles off that record?
Yeah.
But like In Your Room is a killer first single off that record, and no one remembers that. And then, of course, like if you're gonna talk about songs that got forgotten, no one remembers that there was even another single rather after Eternal Flame.
That's true.
A great
song. It was awesome. It's an awesome song. It was actually ended up being the Bangles' last charting single, I believe. But yeah, it's super fun. Definitely worth a listen.
Right on. I think the next one is the one that that had this happen because we listened to a lot of old Casey Kasem countdowns in the car, and we heard this one on the chart. And I can't remember. I don't think you were like, oh, I've never heard this or anything along those lines. But I think you were like, at a minimum, I think you were like, I haven't heard this in forever.
Yeah, it had.
So the album was Bad Animals by Heart. The big hit single was Alone. And then
the follow-up is Who Will You Run To?
Which no one remembers.
No one remembers. And it's so good. Like, it's a really good, like, female-driven 80s hair metal power pop situation, and it's just so much fun.
Which I would argue we needed a lot more of in that era. Like, I mean, and don't get me wrong, there was Vixen and Lita Ford, like they were prevalent at that time, and even the Bangles had a lot harder edge than most people realize. But yeah, I like that era of Heart a lot. And when I bought the Bad Animals CD, Alone was the only single off of it. And I remember hearing Who Will You Run To and loving that song and being like, well, I hope that gets to be a single. And then it was, and then no one cared.
Yep.
So I was upset over that. The next one is, I want to say, the third single off of this record and the first album by the first American Idol. I would argue that the song most people remember off of that record the most is Miss Independent. It may be A Moment Like This. Either way, barely anyone remembers the third single.
Yeah, it's a track called Low, and I'll be honest with you that like I don't remember this from that time. I know this song from you being like, I love Kelly Clarkson.
Because
I'm going to play this for you.
Evangelist.
Yeah. And it's a great song. It's very different from Miss Independent, like totally different vibe.
Oh, yeah.
But it's super great and definitely worth a listen. And also, like, I think what's cool about this song is watching and hearing her perform this kind of more recently, like later on in her career. It's a powerful song. And like this track, we've talked about this. This is definitely, you get more glimmers of vocally where she was gonna go in this song than you do in the others.
She has, to me, there is a massive difference between the vocalist who sang A Moment Like This and the vocalist who sang I Don't Think About You. And if you don't know that song, I Don't Think About You, you should pause this video, go listen to that song, and then come back.
Please come back.
But Low is one of the early songs from her where you can hear what a brilliant singer she's going to become. And I mean, like, she won American Idol. I'm not saying she was a bad singer. She wasn't. But she is like 10 times the singer now than she even was then.
For sure.
And Low is one of those songs that I would never listen to and go, oh man, I want to hear a more recent version of this because she does it so much better. Like, she sings it about the same now because you can what you said, you can hear how good she's going to be in that performance. Now the next one I had said earlier, when you say, the other singles off the album with Eternal Flame, people are like, there were other singles off of that. And I say this with no disrespect to the artist, but I would imagine for this one, if you said the other single after American Pie, most people would be like, that guy had other singles songs at all?
Yeah. The follow-up to American Pie by Don McLean, Vincent, otherwise known as Starry, Starry Night. I think, the thing with American Pie is it was just around, between 15 and 20 years after the day the music died, right? So you've got a lot of people with the nostalgia for that kind of thing. And the thing with Vincent is, there's not a lot of people with like nostalgia for Vincent van Gogh. Right. So he had that kind of hurdle going for him with this song, but I prefer Vincent to American Pie. I just think it's a better song. I also think lyrically, Vincent is kind of ahead of its time in addressing sort of mental health struggles and stuff. I think the deal with Vincent is like the singer is talking to Vincent kind of from present day, being like, man, you were having a hard time and all of this, that, and the other, but like they love your stuff now. And it's...
Well, I feel like that's a universal message too for a lot of artists too, because the moment somebody passes away, we deify them.
Yeah, for sure. And so I just think it's a great song.
This is definitely one of those tracks that I think most people like. And again, on the flip side of this, like with the Kelly Clarkson Low, I'd never heard this song until you played it for me. And then I was like, oh, wait, that is a great song.
It's so good.
And it's one of those things too, where I have no disrespect toward Don McLean. I've never was like, oh, that guy's good for one song. I just never looked into it further. So you definitely should. The one that you're going to round it out with, this one, in my opinion, got... there's no eloquent way to put this. I feel like this one got real screwed because the single before it was huge and the single after it was huge, and this was just there.
Yeah. Hysteria, Def Leppard, song.
It's the title track.
It's the title track.
And it still didn't get...
It was the follow-up to Pour Some Sugar on Me, and then what Armageddon it came afterwards, right? Yeah. So here's the thing with Hysteria, right? Pour Some Sugar on Me was such a slow burn of a single that Pour Some Sugar on Me peaked after Hysteria did on the charts, even though it came out before. Yeah. Hysteria peaked at 10, and I think Pour Some Sugar on Me peaked at 2. So that's incredibly interesting. Hysteria.
So this, because there's layers to this, because prior to Pour Some Sugar on Me being released as a single, Women, Animal, and Rocket were all singles as well. Women and Hysteria kind of Women really got the short end of the stick, never had a resurgence, but like Animal and Rocket had resurgences after Pour Some Sugar on Me, and like Hysteria came out as a single after, but never had that resurgence. And then Armageddon it came out and was like, I got it. I got it. Just stay home. I got it.
So yeah, it's true. If the internet can correct me if I'm wrong, but like that's a really good point. Hysteria, I believe, was the first top 10 single from Hysteria, right? Even though other tracks that would later on go on to be more popular,
because they got the resurgence.
They got the Pour Some Sugar on Me bump.
And I would argue that those other songs are closer to Pour Some Sugar on Me in production.
Yeah.
Animal and maybe not Animal so much, but Rocket for sure.
Yeah.
Whereas Women and Hysteria are not like that. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, what? Everyone remembers Hysteria. The song has had a much better time in the past, even 15 years. For a long time, it wasn't even in Def Leppard's set list, which I think is gross. I saw Def Leppard 3-4 times and was like, wait,
where's Hysteria?
Why didn't they play Hysteria? It's been so like people might now be like, oh no, everyone remembers that song, but for a long time it was very, very...
Am I losing my mind?
Right. If you have some examples of stuff like this, like I said before, the comment section of these videos matters more to us than anything. So please drop a comment. Let us know what you think of like those big, great songs that were released as a single for this. Not we've done videos before where it's like, this was the big single, but there's better songs on the album. For this, we're looking for like stuff that was released as a single after the big hit that wasn't as big of a hit. So if you would please drop that comment down below. Like I said, a like on the video does help out the channel a lot. We have 3 videos every week, so hitting the notification bell is a good idea as well. That is Lauren. My name is Russ. As we always say, thank you so much for watching.